Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Logan.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us what we watched this week, Dana?
We are watching 16 Candles.
Yes, we are.
16 Candles. Logan asked me if that song was written for the movie. I said the song came out like 30 years before the movie.
This movie, surprisingly, was rated PG.
It was rated PG with that
rated
shower
PG.
scene?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say for that shower scene.
Not only the shower scene, but the first scene, like, I rewound it. I was like, wait. Did she just say it's my fucking birthday? And I'm like, wait, did she just say that? And
there was a lot of F-words.
I was like, wow.
A lot more F-words than I remember.
But in 1984, there was no PG-13, so there was no, you get one F-bomb. It was just, I don't know how they deemed this a PG movie based on that, the naked scene in the shower, and
was it the kid said period should make for an interesting honeymoon? 16 Candles, rated PG, running time 1 hour and 33 minutes, released on May 4th, 1984. So everybody was going out for Cinco de Mayo, catching their 16 Candles, directed by
John Hughes. America had not invented Cinco de Mayo
I was
yet.
Gonna say that.
John Hughes died in 2009, age 59, from a heart attack. All 4 of his top 4 are writing credits. Do you want to try John Hughes?
But when you say writing credits, they could be writing and directing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Low, you go.
Breakfast Club?
The Breakfast Club is in his top 4.
Bingo bango.
Did he do... I don't know.
He knows so many.
I know, but I don't know that they're definitely him.
That's all right. We'll give you a pass if you don't get one right.
No, they won't.
Oh, no.
Silence of
Weird
the Lambs?
science is what she's trying to say.
I just kept saying silence.
I told her like 3 times. I was like, I gotta just say it.
How about Home Alone?
Did not make his top 4.
Did not make his top
Wait,
4.
I didn't... No, I had no idea he was involved in Home Alone at all.
He wrote that.
Oh. See,
And
I
did he
don't...
direct
He
I
didn't
don't
direct
know a
that.
lot.
That was Chris Columbus.
Yes.
I didn't know he did Weird Science either.
Low.
Vacation?
Did not make it.
Wrote it, did not direct.
Really?
Yes.
See, I know nothing.
Sorry.
Give me another hint.
Oh,
Under the Buck. Uncle Buck.
Yeah, all right.
Uncle Buck, great movie.
Yeah, I do like that.
And then the other one I'm gonna do is
Airplanes? Planes,
Oh,
trains,
Planes, Trains,
automobiles? I didn't know. I had no idea.
Have we done John Hughes yet?
Nah,
this it?
this is
The
the
first
first
one?
one.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the first movie.
Well, it's his first directing, yes.
All right, so we
But
did his top 4. That was
Vacation
good, guys. You did good.
Did we do Vacation?
That's his top 4?
Why do I feel we did Vacation?
Yeah, we did the Vacation. That's right. He was on with Brady for Vacation. We did do
talked
these. You're
about
right.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
What was
Okay.
his top 4?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck, Weird Science, and The Breakfast Club.
We watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles at Logan's aunt's house for Thanksgiving
That's
this
a
year.
Thanksgiving movie, they say, yeah.
It was
That
great
and,
sitting there with my sons and my mom and my sister and my nephew and my niece as he's like, your fucking car was in the fucking spot. I was like, God damn.
Would you
I
rather
forgot
watch
about this,
that with all your family, or would you rather watch Saltburn with all your family?
Yeah, probably. Well, it's just that one scene in Planes, Trains, but I forgot about that whole long
we
rant
watched
by
The Boys
Steve Martin.
together, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Logan and I are immune to that kind of stuff. Like just watching this movie yesterday when the girl in the shower is naked. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I did not know this.
And you got a
girl
couple
was,
shots of her
totally
that went away.
Yeah, I
and
don't
went back,
remember
you know,
seeing
but-
that. I must have only ever seen it on like cable because
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
And
There is an extra scene that's in only on television. They have an extra scene in the cafeteria where Molly Ringwald and Jamie Gertz are walking with their lunches, and then she sees Jake Ryan, and she says, and she throws her whole lunch onto Jamie Gertz's platter. And says, she's like, "What? Jake Ryan's here!" And she runs away.
Oh
I
my
feel
God.
like that nudity was completely unnecessary.
Oh, it was
There-
extremely
totally.
unnecessary.
There was
Yeah, there was
no
no need for
It
that.
was meant for it.
What was meant for it? What
It
was
was-
No, it was nice. I enjoyed it, but it was
She was
no
like,
need for
I'm
it.
16, like, I'm not grown
But
yet.
they could have
Yeah.
done that with a girl just like in a sports bra, like in
No,
the.
it doesn't capture it, you know?
I'm just saying, if you're trying to get your movie from R to a PG, you cut that right out. You're just like, well, I know what I'm cutting out.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to cut it.
A girl's sweet 16th birthday is anything but special.
Oh yeah, this is
Her family forgets about it, and she suffers from every embarrassment possible. Samantha's life is going downhill fast. The 16-year-old has a crush on the most popular boy in school, and the geekiest boy in school has a crush on her. By the way, remind me to tell you something about the geek. Her sister is getting married.
That's how he was building the movie.
Yeah.
And with all the excitement, the rest of her family forgets her birthday. Add to all this 2 sets of horrendously embarrassing grandparents, a foreign exchange student named Long Duk Dong, who is 28 years old, and behold the makings of a hilarious journey into young womanhood. Yeah, he was 28. She was 15.
The actor was 28,
Yeah,
and she
Molly
was really
Ringwald
15.
and the geek were 15 in this, yeah. Ted the farmer, by the way.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
she
Ted.
had like all the embarrassing.
Yeah, she had everything every other 15-year-old girl or 16-year-old girl has
She had
going
a
on in her
nice, she had a
life.
nice room. She had,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that, like, yeah, her parents forgot about her birthday.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah.
Like, she...
They did remember at the end of the night, though.
And she was into
Yeah.
like
Well, her
a
dad.
guy
Her dad
2
is
grades
awesome.
above her, way out of her league. Like, who's
Why
not
was
like
he in
that?
her class? I didn't understand why he was in that one class.
That's
her.
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're right. That made no sense. It was probably like beginner's English. He didn't seem to like have a good grasp on it.
at her, Dick Dog. Can you help me?
And that would have made more sense if they like made him or her like his tutor or something like that. I guess we've done that.
We had that movie, My Tutor.
Yeah.
They've done that already. Sorry.
Here's some taglines for you. This is Samantha Baker, and today is her 16th birthday. The problem is nobody remembers. 16 candles, and you're invited to the party. There really wasn't a party, though, was it?
Not that
There's
she
the
went
house
I
to.
think she
party.
wanted to have a party for her 16th birthday.
Turning 16 isn't easy when you've fallen in love for the first time. It's a time of your life that may last a lifetime, and when you're just 16, anything can happen.
Dana, did you have a big sweet 16 party?
Not a huge one, but I had one. My dad, I believe, threw me one.
I feel it's like a female thing. My sister had a very big sweet 16 party,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
I
it's
didn't.
definitely a female
I mean,
thing,
it was
yeah.
probably just like
Like a
family and
quinceañera?
some friends, but it wasn't huge. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, was that My Sweet 16, like the MTV show?
Yeah.
Right, where they spend ridiculous amounts of money.
My sweet 16 party was me and the one guy that I was friends with. We went to the movies and we saw Rambo, I think.
Yeah.
That was it.
I think my 13th birthday was probably a bigger one for me.
Yeah.
So
Becoming
Logan,
a teen,
that
yeah.
trophy you're kicking around is for best podcast. You keep
We
moving
won
it,
that.
but
Oh, yeah?
we were presented. A person sat in your seat, presented us with that award.
yes, who was it? Paul?
Nope.
Zach.
Oh, it was Zach. That's right.
He got
Okay.
it from the drive-in, remember?
Okay, yeah.
Which, by the way, I can't
I
go
know,
to the
man.
first weekend.
As soon as you showed me that, I'm like,
I mean,
I'm
the
so
buzz
Zach
excited.
on
sent it. Remember, Zach sent it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because
Zach
opening
sent
weekend is Wizard of Oz and Wonka, Willy
Yeah.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But I can't go because I'm going to Chiller.
I think you should cancel Chiller.
Nah, dude. Do you see who's coming to Chiller so far?
Is
I
that
got some good
Shatner?
ones. I got Charo coming. I got Shatner's going to be there. Yeah, Dabney Coleman's going to be there. Griffin Dunn.
How
Some
old is
good ones.
Dabney Coleman now?
92.
And how old
God,
was
and he's
Shatner?
doing that?
92?
90s in his nine. I think he's older.
Who, Shatner?
I think Shatner's older.
Shatner's like 96, I think.
Is he really?
Yeah,
He's doing
I think he's up there.
signings?
He recently,
How old
about a
is
year ago, he did a
I have
show
no idea.
where he
I'm just
hosted.
guessing.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Unexplained. Yeah,
Yeah, but he's
he's
stopped the
92.
whole-
Yeah, he's
92.
also 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is he working?
I think he,
I have no
like,
idea.
I feel
He's
like
the
he just will want to work. He seems like the kind of guy who still wants to be out there doing stuff when
Then
I
I guess
see
he
him
can
on
go to
things.
signings.
Yeah.
Butch Patrick and Pat Priest are going to be there for the 60th anniversary of the Munsters.
Wow.
Wow. And that means Butch Patrick's like almost 65 now, right?
Yeah.
Helen Slater. I'm not a big fan.
Ah, really?
Yeah, that's Dana's girl.
I love her.
Billie Jean.
Walter Koenig's going to be there too.
All right, check
Who's
off.
that?
Check off from
Rosanna
Star Trek.
Arquette.
Rosanna Arquette. Okay.
Dylan McDermott.
Oh,
The Warriors reunion. Tara Buckman. That's the other chick in the Lamborghini with Adrian
Andrew
Barbeau.
and
Cannonball Run.
Yep.
Cannonball Run.
William Catt.
Speaking,
Chris American Hero.
Yeah, that's it so far. But yeah.
speaking of Star Trek, the guy in the glasses in this movie, the Star Trek glasses, the
Oh,
red
yes.
Oh, yeah.
visors. Oh, he was the best part. Just seeing him like do his little dance in the back.
All right, let's get into the cast here. Molly Ringwald as Samantha. Dun, 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 dun. This is our first Molly Ringwald.
Because
Who's also in a TV show that just started.
Is this her
The
first
Feud.
movie?
She's in that TV show, The Feud, right now.
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah, the one with
Oh.
Truman Capote.
Yeah.
And, that
Oh,
one,
and
yeah.
yes, and
Okay.
Demi Moore and stuff
Yeah,
like
I didn't
that.
watch it.
Okay,
But
is that out?
It
Is that-
started,
okay.
yeah.
It's on FX or something, right?
Yeah, I think it's on
Okay.
Hulu if you want to watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's by. Is that a Ryan Murphy thing?
Yeah.
I know. He's hit or miss, right?
He is hit or miss, but
Yeah.
the last feud he did was good. That
Yeah.
one with Betty Davis.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that was good.
I like
and
that
he did
one.
the OJ with
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding
Yeah.
and
I
stuff
like
like
that
that.
one
That
a
was a
lot.
good one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald. What do you got for her?
Is this her first movie?
Was she?
She was in.
She was in a
Facts of
TV
Life.
show, right? Yeah, I was gonna say Facts of Life was first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was only in one season or two.
She was in the first
the first
season, and she
season.
might have been in like one episode of season 2.
Season 2,
And
yeah.
they totally redid that show. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
But
But
how
those
they
girls
did that.
stuck around a little bit. They came back like every now and then. You'd see them in the second or third, fourth season.
Oh,
But once
okay.
they moved, you didn't see them anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Facts of Life.
No, but that was a good guess. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink did make it. Yes.
I'm gonna go The Stand.
No. Nice try. Nice try.
Logan?
I wanted to go off
I
the
see what you're
board.
doing there.
Yeah.
16 Candles.
You got it.
Now I gotta go. All right, I'm just gonna say Breakfast Club.
You got it.
Did you say
Andy
Pretty
will not
Pink?
get this.
Did you say
I
Pretty
did.
Pink? Oh, you
I
said
did,
Pretty
yeah.
Pink. All right.
I'm just going to say this
Oh,
one because you're not going
I
to
I
get
might
it.
get it. I might get it.
All right.
Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Nope.
The Bear.
No.
Riverdale.
The Bear. Where's she in The Bear?
Oh,
In like the last
oh,
episode
the
of
movie where
season
she
1.
gets pregnant. What's that called? Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
what's it called?
For
Keeps.
keeps.
Thank you.
Hey, at least you got that, dude.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
I just
don't
remember
know what you're
it was a
talking
grown up
about.
role because, well, for me, it was the first time seeing her in a more grown up role. She gets pregnant by this guy, whatever. I only saw it once. And I don't think I really care for it.
Yeah.
But
Anthony Michael Hall plays Ted the Geek.
Oh man.
Just billed as the
it's the
geek.
geek, yeah.
Some girl in elementary school wrote in my yearbook. She said I reminded her of Ted the Geek.
Aw.
I don't think that's a bad
Did she
thing.
give you her
Anthony
underwear?
Michael Hall's not a bad
I didn't get her
guy.
underwear.
Damn.
I would have loved her underwear though, but that didn't happen.
Underwear. Oh my god.
I don't like his top 4. It's not a good top 4.
He had his own show for a while. He was
Yes,
like
he
the
did.
star of a show. Is he a detective or did he have like psychic
I never
powers?
watched it. I don't know what it was. I think he had some sort of powers. But I
Yeah.
don't know if it was like out of
But
this
it was the
world
first
or-
time you saw him as an adult when he wasn't the geeky, when he was like built
Well,
and
he had
like
that
buff.
growth spurt where he,
Yeah.
because he got a lot bigger. He's like,
Yeah.
because you see him in like Community and stuff
Yeah,
like that. you know?
one of my favorite episodes of Community, and I didn't even realize it was him until I saw the credits. But yeah,
He's my favorite part of this movie. I mean, he's just
Well,
awesome.
he's
Yeah.
the comic relief.
Did
so.
we?
This is my favorite
did
movie.
we-
With like, this is my favorite
Did
movie. Of
we?
this is
there
my
were so
favorite
many
movie.
times where I was rooting for Molly Ringwald to just clock him in the face. The amount of times he put his hands on her, like just in her personal space, in her face,
And I was
touching her,
never quite
like
sure-
punch him in the face. So why are you putting up with this? Oh my
Like,
god!
as offensive as it was when Long Duk Dong showed up, and every time he showed up, they played the gong.
gong.
Why, when
that was
geek
not in
showed
the
up,
script either. Somebody did that in editing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
but why every time the geek showed up, did they play the, is it Dragnet or the Spy Hunter theme? Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun, dun dun dun. I'm like, why does he earn
love
this
that.
kind of music?
Those sound effects were awesome. They were hilarious.
It was so weird that he got that music.
was
It
good,
should have been more like a wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
his top 4 is War Machine,
Dark Knight.
Yeah, I was
Live
thinking
by
Dark
Night,
It's Dark
Foxcatcher,
Knight,
and
isn't
The
it?
Dark Knight. Yeah.
Foxcatcher.
I was just throwing
What
it out
other-
there.
I disagree with his top four.
That's what I'm saying. His top 4 was
And
not
Dark
good.
Knight doesn't even
Breakfast
deserve to be in there
Club
either,
or
but-
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah,
or-
Johnny Be Good.
Even Community. I would have taken
Yeah,
that over
right?
you guys. Yeah.
Weird Science.
Weird Science.
Let's see.
Maybe his best.
16
Weird-
Candles.
Weird Science might be his best.
Yeah.
Justin Henry played Mike.
Vacation?
That was
Sea Vacation.
Yes.
Yes, the second one, the
He's
European
the
one?
first one. He's the first Vacation.
Oh, he's the first vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's Molly Ringwald's
He's
little
the,
brother.
He's the original Rusty.
Yeah.
Are we done with the fucking
Oh
vacation
my gosh,
movie?
yeah, sorry.
talking about
Christ.
Jason's on a time schedule.
Well, no, we don't. We're already 15 minutes in.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
gosh.
You
He
had to
doesn't
go
like
over,
to do more than an
you had
hour.
to go over
I
fucking
know
what was
something
it? Who was
about
that Chiller,
Rusty.
man.
You're talking about separate movies. I told you at least somebody was in the movie. Justin Henry played Mike Baker.
Is he his
He's the little kid that had the smart mouth.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was second build, like in the credits when the
Third.
credits started.
He's third.
Well, I think he
Well,
was.
because of his very first role, right?
He's shaking her
crazy.
leg.
Not-
'Cause it's not a good idea to do it for the people as well.
That's probably me. Sorry.
Stop shaking.
My foot was not holding it down her.
I
Yeah, I
only
know
put him
he's
in there
from.
because what do you know him from?
Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah, that's why I put him in there for you.
Yeah, he was a little kid.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good
probably
movie.
why, because it was right before that. Well,
That was
maybe
80.
a couple years.
Yeah.
But
That
I
won the
mean,
Academy Award.
that was a
1980.
big movie. So
And he never did anything ever again.
Well, no, he's got other
I mean,
things.
stuff
'cause
I
he's
didn't
got
recognize
16 Candles is in there, then My Own Worst Enemy, Martin's Day. So he had other movies and stuff, but not nothing.
I
now,
really thought
don't
I
think,
had
yeah.
known him. I was so positive I
Yeah,
knew him in
me
something
too.
else
Me too.
that I had to go and look, but I
Yeah.
didn't recognize
I- that's-
anything.
Yeah. When I
He
saw
must look
Kramer
like
versus-
someone.
When I saw Kramer
Yeah.
versus Kramer, I was just like, oh, it just must have been in my
Yeah.
mind from when I watched
Yeah,
it as a young kid.
but I was so positive. I'm like, no, he's in something that we
Yeah.
all know, and I think it was
Who was the mom in that? That was
Meryl Streep.
Meryl
Yeah.
Streep. Yeah,
Dustin Hoffman, right?
there was another kid actor,
Juliette
maybe in the
Williams.
later '80s, that I think I was confusing him with. But
Yeah.
anyway,
And playing Jake Ryan was Michael Schofling.
Are you sure you don't have that? That's not right. It was Matt Dillon, right? That wasn't that Matt
I
Dillon?
thought it was Matt Dillon for a very long time. When I
This
was
guy
a
was a
kid,
better acting Matt. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy was not a good actor either, but he was just as bad as Matt Dillon is. How did this kid not have a career?
I know.
How does Matt Dillon have a career and this kid doesn't?
I agree.
I like
makes
Matt
no
Dillon,
sense.
man.
Oh, I have nothing against Matt Dillon, but Matt Dillon has never not played Matt Dillon in anything he's ever
Yeah.
been in.
But isn't he awesome in everything?
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is that
He's always the best.
What happened to this kid?
Well,
Why
this
didn't he
kid,
have a
maybe
career?
he just
Maybe
might have
he's
just
aging,
decided to
yeah.
go not do it.
Maybe he did. Maybe.
you know, do his own thing or whatever. But he did have a top 4.
Okay.
Mermaids. He was in Mermaids. That was the Cher,
with Cher,
right?
Winona
Winona
Ryder,
Ryder, right.
Christina Ricci.
Good movie.
Yeah, and Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. I don't think I know that one.
Sounds familiar.
But this one sounds familiar as well. Vision Quest.
Oh,
what's
he
in
was in
Vision
Vision
Quest?
Quest.
Yeah.
Was he? Must have been like a.
I don't remember.
Is he
Side
Matthew
character.
Modine in Vision?
He's just somebody else in every movie he's in. Playing Carolyn was Haviland Morris. She's the one who gets her hair.
Oh, the girlfriend. Logan, who do you think she looked like? Just eye-wise?
Yeah. Catherine O'Hara.
She had like
I
those
can see it
clear
a little bit,
eyes.
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
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 She
But she also looked very familiar.
she was in a Home
Like,
Alone
she-
movie.
Well, she has red hair
was
in
in
real
Home
life,
Alone
I
as well?
believe.
She was in Home Alone 3 though.
Oh,
Which one's 3?
I don't
Is that
know.
the
I
first
never
one?
seen
It's with
That's
a
the first one with
different
Don
kid.
McCauley.
That's not
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
yeah.
the kid. That,
that the
kid
one?
reminds me of one of the kids from Home Alone, the one that has the bowl cut.
So
The
number
maybe,
3
yeah.
was the one with like where the kid.
I don't know.
It's a
I was gonna
very
say-
young
I was
little
gonna say
kid.
the kid was Home Alone. The
Like
the
a
French
6-year-old.
Stewart one. French Stewart was.
Wait, he was in a Home Alone, French
third
Stewart?
one.
I-
I remember
There was
a
one with
Home-
like Scarlett Johansson.
There was a Home Alone where
she's like
when
the-
my boys were young, and it was on the TV all the time.
Really?
And that might be 3.
I only remember the first 2.
yeah.
Yeah. Then it was probably Danny. It was probably when Danny was very young.
I got this. I knew I had something on this. Schofling, who was Jake Ryan, left the business completely following 1991's Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. By most accounts, he moved to Virginia with his wife and kids, where he works as a carpenter. Haviland Morris, who played Jake's girlfriend Caroline, also left the business, sort of, though she does still act on occasion. She works as a real estate agent in New York City.
Interesting.
Wait, who works at real estate?
The blonde girl.
that got her hair cut from the door.
Because a couple years ago, maybe a year ago, I rewatched
she show you a
One
house?
Tree Hill.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this girl looks so familiar. There's this woman who was in a number of episodes. And I had to go back and I'm looking and I'm like, she was in 16 Candles because I think she had a redhead in real life. So she had like big red curly hair, but it was her. So she was in a few episodes of One Tree Hill.
That's interesting.
Which was in the early to mid 2000s. So I
She
guess.
was mid.
Yeah, she was
Mid.
mid. She was mid. So I guess she retired after that.
She was a mid. She was kind of mid. She was kind of mid.
She was all
I
right.
just wanted to say.
Samantha's friend. She should have been more popular. She should have been getting Jake.
Who, Jamie Gertz?
No, her friend with the
The
curly
one
hair.
that actually was like the main friend, yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Gertz was a friend of his girlfriend.
I mean, she was
of
in like
Caroline.
one scene, Jamie Gertz, but
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Robin.
No, but Logan's talking about the girl that like she was on the phone with
Molly Ringwald's friend.
Yeah.
Who told him to get lost and whatnot. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Logan's a big fan.
I liked her too.
Spider-Man.
I liked her character, yeah.
Playing Long Duk Dong was Gedde Watanabe. I met him at Chiller.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he say, "Oh, you're my new style American girlfriend."
No, because he doesn't have that accent.
Oh, because why?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because he's from
he was
America.
born in America. Yeah.
Oh, so he has no accent at all.
Long Duk
at
Dong
all.
was played by a 28-year-old Utah-born actor
Oh my
who
gosh.
only spoke English. Gedde Watanabe's Japanese-American parents settled in Ogden, Utah. Watanabe went into his Long Duk Dong audition in character, borrowing the thick accent of his Korean friend.
So not even Chinese, but Korean.
Watanabe eventually admitted to Hughes at the table read that the accent wasn't real. While he was scared that he would be fired for the deception, Hughes simply laughed.
I know that in 1984, Whitey didn't care that Chinese, Japanese, it's all the same. We don't care.
Because he was
wasn't that
Chinese,
30
look
knees,
at
look at
these.
these.
But like many times, like they kept saying, "Hey, Fred, there's your Chinaman over there," and then they play
Yeah.
like the turning
gong.
Japanese song.
Yes.
Like, do we not know the difference
Like,
between
and they're
Chinese
saying
and
it right in the damn
Japanese?
song.
So he was his parents were Japanese immigrants,
Yeah.
but he was playing a Chinese exchange student using his friend's Korean accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it.
That's why they
I
played
got it.
Japanese music when
Yeah.
they said, "Your Chinaman's over
Yeah.
there."
Yeah, they had the gong playing. The gong noise was not in the script. They said it was in editing. Somebody put that in, and they said they were having beers. People were drinking back there, and they said they probably just got too drunk.
Oh my god.
Playing
awesome.
The fact that
was
the guy,
best part.
the fact that
Like
Jake's
on Molly Ringwald character at the dinner table. Why don't you go to the dance? Bong.
the doorbell at
Yeah,
Jake's,
at Jake's party, yeah.
and then looked it's on the door. I'm like, why is this doorbell a Chinese gong?
And then he opens.
Up next was playing Jim Baker. I love this guy, Paul Dooley.
Oh, yeah, he's great,
still
man.
alive too. Turning 96 this month.
That's our
February
dad.
22nd, he turns 96.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Soon.
and we've had him recently. We've done a movie of him with him already.
Which one's this guy?
I forget what we
Dad.
did
Her
with him.
dad.
though.
Oh, he was awesome. He was a good dad.
He looked like
But
someone.
I love him
couldn't
from
figure out.
I was
Popeye.
gonna say he's wimpy and
Everybody
Popeye
in
for
this
sure.
movie looked
Breaking
I know.
Away. He's also one of the
Breaking
dads in
Away.
Breaking Away.
Oh.
Yeah,
Never
I'm
heard of
sure
that.
I saw that.
bicycle
But
movie.
Oh, okay.
what'd you see? Like, I want to see like what did we do that he was in already?
I can't remember.
Strange Brew.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. He was in Strange Brew. Wow, that's great.
Strange Brew. Who sings it?
Clapton?
And Cream. Yes.
Oh, Cream. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he also looked very familiar. Everyone in this class looked
Yeah.
like somebody.
Yeah, it's,
But they were nobody.
Well, they were in one episode of this, one episode of that kind of people.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
They are nobody.
Although you don't see
They are nobody.
one episode of Golden Girls, one episode
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Magnum PI, one episode
But
of
I've seen like
Dallas.
one episode of
But even if he
iCarly
did-
where
Yeah, but you
To
don't see
remember,
those.
yeah.
Right?
whoever
Curtis Armstrong.
Curtis Armstrong.
is in the shop down below. Yeah.
Billy Bird plays Dorothy. She's one of the grandmothers. That's the one from Home Alone.
Wait,
Oh,
which,
yeah.
That's
which
what
one?
Logan
we were
was saying
talking
today.
about.
Yeah.
Which,
also looked familiar.
which grandmom was it?
The main
brown
grandma.
hair?
The one in the bed. She
the
answers
one
the
in the bed.
phone.
In the bed.
Yeah.
What do you want?
She looked very familiar.
Sex.
Yes. I meant to look her up because I know her from something more well known to me, more well known than
Well,
this.
Logan said
Police
the
Academy
same thing.
4, Citizens on Patrol.
Where she's
Maybe.
actually a cop, but Logan pointed out that she was in Home Alone
Yeah.
in the airport where
Okay.
she's Catherine O'Hara's trying to buy
get
her
a ticket.
back, and
She died in 2000.
a lot of this is coming back to Home Alone. Catherine
Well-
O'Hara.
Well, yeah, all the same,
John
you know.
Hughes.
Yeah.
he likes his
Did
people.
he direct Home Alone?
No, Chris Columbus did, but he
Yeah.
wrote it, so he probably had some kind of input.
Got it.
Up next, we had playing Bryce was John Cusack.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, he was fine.
Playing
Not memorable.
playing Geek Girl number 1 was his
my
sister.
Yeah.
Joan.
I am telling you, my favorite scene in this entire movie was when Anthony Michael Hall is macking on Molly Ringwald on the bus, and he's got his hand around her, and he's talking to her, and Joan Cusack's in the seat across the aisle, and her face just—it's like a 2-minute scene. And her face is just like, like you see her face just like all taken and flipped. So I'm like, what's going on in this whole scene? And they never explain why she's got that neck brace
or
on.
Who she is. Like,
let's play a game.
God.
Or the water fountain scene.
Yeah, the water fountain scene's great.
The water fountain, drinking the beer. She just going.
She just falls.
Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?
Okay.
How many movies have John and Joan been in together?
Like when they're both in the same movie
Both
together.
in the same movie like this.
All right, my guess is going to be just really random because I have no idea. I'm going to go 7.
See, I was going to do that, but I was going to wait for him to talk because I didn't want to sound too off, but I was going to go with 9.
I feel that's way too high. I'm going to say 4.
You're all wrong because they've been in 10
Wow,
movies
Logan was
together.
closest.
And those
Price
movies
is
are
Right.
Oh, so let's add the list.
Do you want to try and get them or no? Do you want to try
I don't think I could ever
Yeah.
guess. I would assume he stars in
We've
them
done
and she's
one of
got a
Was it
bit
Class?
part.
Yeah.
Was she in Class?
She was in Class. Yeah.
I'm sure we probably talked about that then
Class
too. I
and
don't
16
remember.
Candles. There's 2 of them.
Okay.
All right.
If I guess, it would just be
I
random.
told you one of the movies today. I said I added it to the list.
I don't even remember what you said. I remember
There's
you
a
talked
movie
about
out there with C. Thomas Howell.
That's Tom Howell.
it. As Logan's mom says, Tom Howell. yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in there, and Pat Swayze. Grandview USA, it's called.
Oh, I never
I
heard of
added
that.
it to the list for 84. Yeah.
Oh, it's an 84 movie.
Yep.
Interesting. If Patrick Swayze's in it, I'm in.
Yeah.
I would rather have Patrick
1987's
Stewart,
Broadcast
that's okay.
News, they were both in.
I don't remember either one. of them.
1989's Say Anything, they were both
I was
in.
going to say anything.
1997's Gross Point Blank,
Nice.
they were both in.
Okay.
1999's Cradle Will Rock, they were both in.
I never heard of that.
Cradle Will Rock. Is that the one with Rebecca De Mornay?
I think it might be, yeah.
No, that's Ham That Rocks
That's
the
Ham
Cradle.
That Rocks the Cradle, yep.
Okay, yeah.
2000, they were both in with Jack Black.
Oh,
Nacho Libre?
Nope.
Jack
Kung Fu
Black
Panda?
and John Cusack.
School of Rock?
School of Rock.
They work in a record store.
Oh, man, High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
Great movie.
They were together in 2007's Martian Child and 2008's War Incorporated.
Nice.
No,
Does
okay.
John get her the jobs nowadays? I just say like,
Yeah,
you
I feel
want
like
me?
he stars in it.
Well,
But
she's
she starred
Jessie.
in like a.
She is Jessie.
She had a role in. I didn't watch it, but Tara did in Shameless.
I wish I had
She had like
Jessie's girl.
a big role in Shameless for maybe a season or something.
I never watched Shameless.
I didn't either, but
I watched the first
Tara watched
season.
Neither. I hear it's fantastic.
I hear
The
good
first
things,
season,
nothing but
good
all
things
my
about it,
friends
yeah.
watched it, and they said it was fantastic. And
I
Now it's like
know.
13 seasons.
And I
I'm
always
not- I can't
get
do
It's
that.
too
I
many
always
now,
get
yeah.
that you would love it.
Yeah.
He said I would
Yeah.
love it. And I was like, that makes me not want to watch it.
I know I would probably really like it, but I don't want to commit to that. It's too much.
I'd rather watch Friends 15 more.
and she
Yeah,
was in-
I'll watch Community again.
I can't watch Friends right now because of Matthew Perry. I got it. It's like I'm in a
Oh, see, I
mourning
watched
period.
it.
Yeah.
I watched it 2 times.
Since he died?
No, I've only watched it once.
The whole thing since he died?
Well, it's not
Or
hard to
just
do.
like,
You
Since he's
put
you mean
it on
just an
TBS,
episode?
you can watch
Oh,
it in
just-
3 weeks.
Just a
You
little
can watch
show.
10 seasons in 3 weeks on TBS the way they air
Oh,
it.
yeah,
You know
I
what
know.
mean?
Oh,
They
I-
read
you know, I
the
just-
credits go really fast at the end, so you don't have to lose
Yeah.
that time.
Well, I fall
My
asleep
favorite
into
Joan Cusack role was Inside Out. Kevin Kline, Tom Selleck, Bob Newhart. I think we've talked about that movie.
Lily
on
was
this
in
pod-
that one, too,
Lily was
wasn't she?
barking in that one. That's where Kevin Kline's marrying Joan Cusack and Matt Dillon, the actual Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon, what a great guy.
outs Kevin Kline on the Academy
Fantastic.
Awards, and oh my God, it is a hilarious movie. Joan Cusack's in that movie.
What's that called again? You said
Inside
before.
Out.
I want to remember to watch
Wait,
that.
Inside Out or In and Out? In and Out.
In and Out.
In and Out. Because
That's
Inside Out's the
Burger
Pixar.
Pixar, right? Yeah.
Inside Out's the Pixar movie, but In and Out.
Brian Doyle Murray has a small role
Yeah.
as the Reverend in this one.
You barely even see him.
I don't think I know him. You knew
You
him?
definitely know him.
You know him.
Do I?
Yeah, it's Bill Murray's brother.
And he's been in everything.
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 Caddyshack,
Never saw
JFK.
it.
He's been in JFK. That's what it is. Groundhog Day. He was in Wayne's World. He was in.
In Groundhog's Day, he's the guy that like brings the groundhog out. He's like the mayor of the town
He's
or whatever.
always the
Okay.
leader of
You
everything.
know they play that 24 hours on
Groundhog's Day.
What, on TBS?
on Groundhog's Day. It's on TNT,
TNT
or whatever.
or- yeah.
Yeah, it's like
They like to do those 20-hour
I missed
marathons.
that this year.
Any chance they can.
playing Rudy, who I put Rudy in there
Sean
for a
Astin?
special reason because he's in something that you should know.
Oh,
Who was
shit.
Rudy, by the way, in that?
Rudy was John Capulus. That was who was getting married to her sister.
Oh, well, we know him from.
Oh my
Janitor from Breakfast Club.
God. That 45-year-old man marrying that 20-year-old girl. Yeah.
The fact that you see him a year later
Oh my
as
God,
the
that was
janitor
the
in
janitor.
Breakfast Club.
I didn't even realize that.
Right.
Holy shit. See, I don't pay attention. I did not realize
But
that.
you didn't recognize him as Barry, the sniffing accountant from Seinfeld?
Barry, he's the one that Kramer thought he was doing cocaine.
Yep, because he came in
but
there.
was wearing a
And he was.
sweater.
Remember, he was, because he ended up at the end, he's like, lost all our money.
I should know that because I'm rewatching Seinfeld right
And
now.
I got
My
one.
dad is rewatching it too. He talked about that
Netflix,
recently.
yeah.
I don't know. He just says he
Does your dad
rewatches
want
it.
to come on the podcast and talk about Seinfeld? Because
Probably not.
Jason and I could do an hour.
Yeah, we could do that easy.
5 hours.
Oh my God. I couldn't. I would have to leave the room.
I got one other person from the cast, Zelda Rubinstein.
I love her
the
so
organist
much.
from Poltergeist.
The organist from
The
Poltergeist, yeah.
Poltergeist. Yeah, I don't think there's any like surprise.
Maybe I have a
People
few
in
things like
this.
Viggo Mortensen tried out for the role of Jake Ryan. He almost got it. He kissed Molly Ringwald in an audition for it, and she said her knees got weak when she kissed
It's so
Viggo.
funny because all I can think is like Aragon, but that's like 15 years
Wait.
later.
Wait,
so
how old
I'm not
was he
done.
when he kissed
Viggo
her?
Mortensen was 26 when he auditioned for this movie.
just the 15-year-old.
Yes.
If I were to, I wouldn't want to do that. Like, it puts her in a awkward position, and anyone who has to go in there and audition, and she's
Who was
15
she
and you're
auditioning
26.
For the Jack guy?
That's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Jack?
Jake Ryan. yeah.
Jake Ryan.
The only other person.
I had one other
Jamie
person.
Gertz is like, I guess we didn't
Jamie
really
Gertz,
talk
we haven't
about her
talked.
yet.
I figured we talked about
Yeah.
her already. But I also had when Ginny, Sam's sister, who's pending marriage, takes the attention away from Sam's 16th birthday. She sits down in the church scene. She does so. She sits next to John and Jim Belushi's mother, Agnes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you didn't even bring her up as an actress. Did she ever do anything ever again?
No,
The
she wasn't
sister?
even in the
Yeah,
credits.
It's
She's
crazy.
just like, yeah.
Oh, Ginny? You're
The-
talking about
the
Ginny
sister
there?
who was getting married. Like she was a
Oh
nobody.
yeah, I didn't even bring her up. Yeah,
Like-
she
Yeah.
seems like she could have been in other things, but
yeah, she seemed, again, like everyone else in this, she seemed familiar, but
I guess she was not familiar.
yeah.
Yeah, that dad was the same age as that Graham.
Molly Ringwald wanted to do a sequel.
Really?
I don't know if they're the same age. They look the same age.
Molly Ringwald wanted to do a sequel, she said, but in 2005 they had a script for 32 Candles, but it just wasn't right.
Aw.
Yeah.
32 candles.
That would have
Oh,
been fun.
been
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would have been like 20 years ago.
And Anthony Michael
Yeah.
would have been all jacked. And like,
Yeah. And kind of weird looking because you're like jacked, Anthony Michael.
that's when he was like, I mean, now he's
So
bad guy.
these people, this house that they're having the movie in, like I've never understood the parents sharing a bathroom
Yeah, I
with
said
the
that's
rest
there
of the
too.
family.
That house is
that's
huge. They have one bathroom?
Weird, like.
Yeah.
And
It was
the
a pretty big house
And the
from
house
outside.
that Logan was born in, that we had, before we moved here, had only one bathroom. So we would have been in that
Yeah.
situation. We would stayed there, but like. I just find that so weird that everybody's waiting for the one bathroom because Grandpa
Yeah.
Fred went in there and stunk it up. Like, what happens if two people have
Yeah.
to go?
Yeah,
In
what
a
if it's
house of that size,
that many people?
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Molly Ringwald almost lost her part of Samantha Baker to Ali Sheedy. Almost got this role.
Oh wow!
So,
okay,
yeah.
and then they met up on Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was John Hughes' directorial
Yeah, and
debut.
this is like I
Oh,
know
really?
that John Hughes wrote this movie because of Molly Ringwald, which is first of all creepy because he saw her and was like, "I have to write something for you."
Are you serious?
he wrote it for her. Yeah.
Oh.
And also because
Really?
like I've never gotten the Molly Ringwald appeal. Like I
No.
don't get it. I don't find her attractive.
Doesn't bother me.
I don't get why she was so huge in the '80s when you had people like Ali Sheedy and stuff like that who were so much better
But
looking.
see, really? I
Ali
don't think.
Sheedy for sure.
Ali Sheedy, I think I never
I think
got
so,
that.
yeah.
When they do the makeover in the Breakfast Club, I was like, she still doesn't look okay. Like,
Nah,
I just
she looked
didn't.
great.
I thought
I like
she
Ali
looked.
Sheedy,
I don't know.
There were a lot better. Demi Moore in her like back then days.
There
you know.
probably were, but I think maybe with her one, she was really 15. She was
But I
an
was 14,
everyday.
so it was okay back then.
She was an everyday kind of girl, and I think a lot of girls could relate maybe to a Molly Ringwald more.
I get that.
And she's not
Yeah.
a bad actor.
No, and actually,
I
she
get
is a
all
good
that,
actress.
but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like the premise of this movie is that this this high school senior who's the stud of the school is going to fall in love with this 16-year-old girl
over
that's
who
like,
he already had.
like I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we? Like, come on, this is a fairy tale that
just because
no
he
one
found
would
a
buy
note where
into.
she
Yeah.
said if she could sleep with. That's why, because he found a note where she said if you could sleep with anybody, who would it be? And it was his name. And
So
he's
he
like,
should have been like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna bang her and then go back to my
That's
other
ex- that's-
girl,
that's
and
what it was.
not
Yeah.
start a relationship with her,
Exactly.
buy a cake and have
Exactly.
candle. Like I put 16 candles and one to grow on.
And now we're sitting on a glass table.
Logan
It's gonna
said
shatter.
that. Logan said
What the fuck was that all about? Both of them were sitting on a glass table.
I've never noticed that before. I watched it yesterday. I was watching it with Logan today. He's like, "Are they sitting on a glass table?" I'm like, I think they're sitting on a glass table. That's weird."
Yeah. Oh my god! In the house that had just been
You
destroyed.
know, the fact that
Oh
this
my
dude,
God.
he has
like,
no fear of his parents.
like the
None.
weights that
Yes,
Long Duk
went through 2
Dong's
floors.
New
Girlfriend.
American Girlfriend
Yeah.
dropped the weights from the second floor down to the first floor into the basement, smashing their wine cellar. And this dude's worried about a girl. Like,
Yeah.
he is about to be murdered. And he lets Anthony Michael Hall drive
take
away
their
in his Rolls Royce.
He had no fear at all of his parents.
There were whole movies
No.
based around like
Cleaning it up real quick.
Yeah,
at the end.
like,
yeah.
Weird Science, the Tom Cruise movie I'm drawing a blank on right now.
Risky Business.
Risky Business, like
Yeah.
trying to get the house in order before the parents come back. And
Yeah.
Jake doesn't
Weird
care.
Science.
Nope.
We get a scene. She has to do it.
She's
Yeah,
magic.
she's magic.
But the fact that this guy's like,
Lisa?
I need to hook up with
he
the 16-year-old
he went up
first.
to his room
Yeah.
and just like shut the door like a girl who's upset at a party goes up to her room for attention.
And the fact that everybody at that party just can't open the door a crack just so she can get her hair
I
out.
know.
Instead, they'll take these gigantic scissors. I've
And
never seen
they
this
could have
before.
come closer to the
Didn't
door
work.
frame too.
Well, she really had red hair, and obviously you knew that was a wig, and that's why she wore a blonde wig, because they didn't want her to have red hair, because Molly Ringwald had the red hair.
Probably,
that's
yeah,
why-
yeah, I guess so.
I
Yeah.
read it. That's what
She was in red hair in the show that I
makes
watched. So
sense.
yeah. You can't have 2 redheads. That's
No,
that's
no,
too
no, no.
much.
That's like having 2 guys wearing fedoras. I'll
Are you
always be the one
indie
not
or
wearing.
are you indie?
Yeah. But yeah, like he comes down and that house is trashed, and then it's not even 8 hours later or maybe 12 hours later when they're on that table, and it looked pretty clean.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
This movie had that montage at the beginning. You always had to do a montage at the beginning of a
80s,
movie
yeah.
where
Mm-hmm.
you were like, this is the 80s movie in the 80s where everybody at high school looks in the 80s way. Like they did it in Fast Times. They did
Yeah.
it in, I can't remember right now, but they just have to set the movie up where you're like, oh, yes, this is the 80s. But in 1984, we knew it was the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why they had to do that.
But now if they made that movie, everyone would be wearing like neon.
Yeah,
Because
they
they,
make it
they
so-
don't get the 80s right
They
when
don't.
they
Because
do
everybody
it.
thinks
Yeah.
that as soon as the clock struck 1980, everybody's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, everybody getting your 80s clothes
Yes.
now.
Get
my leg warmers.
Get your leg warmers and your neon and your but there was when they were doing the pull-ups when they were actually
Oh, that
standing
was actually.
whatever.
I said, I'm like, how are these guys doing these so casually? And they're like 6
was so-
to
it was
8
so
inches
like-
above the
But then-
bar.
and then-
I'm
and then
like,
it'd be like
my
this.
God.
Yeah.
They stop here talking like,
They're above
Yeah.
the bar. Like, so far, I'm like, how are their hands bending like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, well, they're standing
Also,
up.
his partner who he's doing it with was clearly like a 40-year-old man.
Oh yeah.
But there was a man, I guess was supposed to be a senior, in the background, a big dude just in a wrestling outfit.
Oh, the guy that started
And
the
he was
kid
like
around.
throwing this little kid around who's like this big. And he's wrestling this little kid and he's just tossing him everywhere in the background. I had never
And the
noticed that
scene-
before.
Yeah, the scene ends with like just
Yeah.
pile driving him into a matters.
Just all in the back. I love when
Oh,
things are in the
so
background
funny.
like that. But yeah.
Do
it
you
was
know
funny.
what theme song was playing in the background during the parents' dinner scene when the parents are meeting for the first time? Which is crazy.
Oh.
These kids are getting married, and the parents have never met
Yeah,
before,
right.
and they're meeting, and the kids
The
are
rice
getting married
checks.
are there, so they're all getting. There's a theme song playing in the background. As soon
Yeah.
as it started, I'm like, oh, it's that theme song.
I don't think I recall.
It is the Godfather theme.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are they
So,
playing the
were
Godfather?
they trying to
during
make them
this?
be some kind of sleazy Italian family?
I guess so,
because their
they
name
kept
was
say-
Rizchek.
And they kept saying that. He's like, oh, he's with the...
This oily or something.
yes.
But then they kept saying Rizchek, and I'm like, well, that doesn't
That's
make
not
sense.
Italian.
Rice
Yeah.
checks.
Yeah, I kept calling them the rice checks, and so I was expecting,
The fact that they're playing the Godfather theme would make you feel that they're trying to make him Italian.
And then at one point he's like, paying the father off in like a sneaky way at the wedding. He's like
Logan
giving him
brought
the
that up.
I
money.
feel like we had the same thoughts. I
They got one brain over here. What's
Yeah.
going on?
was like, why is he slipping into the money?
What's
Yeah.
your
I think he was just trying to be like, yo, thanks, Padre, for
Yeah.
the job. But it is weird that they were kind of just.
Molly
making it
Ringwald
look-
got to decorate the room with stuff from her room.
Oh.
Oh,
So
really?
that's
I loved her
Did you
room.
see what poster
I was
she had
looking around.
hanging
She
in
had
there?
Culture Club
Culture
hanging
Club
up.
in there, yeah.
She had.
What was the three guys in the poster right behind the grandparents when they're in the bed that they had three guys standing
I think the
up.
Culture Club was
Culture Club
by
was
the
definitely not
stairwell,
Culture Club.
right?
That
That was
was
by the
over her bed.
staircase.
It was when she was on the phone, you saw it over her head.
Was
Was
it
that the
when
one?
the grandparents were in that
I'm
bed?
not-
That was
I'm thinking-
Culture Club.
No, not the grandparents. I'm talking about Molly Ringwald. I don't know what
Were
that was
they
about
in
the
her room?
grandparents.
They were. I thought they were in her room.
They were in her room, but Molly Ringwald, when she was talking to them, she was standing in the stairwell and they were in her room.
okay.
Behind her was a poster of the Culture Club.
Gotcha.
I saw that.
But she was blocking Boy George because there were three guys
Interesting.
shown. Boy George was behind her. Because I kept
So was
going,
it the
is
three
that...
guys? Were they the Culture Club? Was that who
I
that
guess
was?
so,
probably?
because I kept saying none of them are Boy George, but I know it said Culture Club. And then when she moved to one point, I'm like, oh, he's behind her.
Yeah.
But when they were in the bed taking the call from
I'm not
Jake,
sure. I kept
there
purposely
was a
looking at everything in her
The
room.
3-man band, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know who that is. It's definitely not the police. I don't know who else in the 84 would have been in it.
They
Maybe it was Spandau Ballet. I don't know.
they tickled Gedde Watanabe's feet because he was ticklish in the Drunk as a Skunk scene. So John Hughes was tickling his feet.
He was really drunk? What
No,
did
they
you say?
tickled his feet to
they
make
tickled
him.
his feet during the drunk
When he
scene.
said, "No
yeah.
more Yankee, my wanky." I wrote down black guys, question mark, question mark, question mark. No, pink guy, but I don't know why I wrote that down. At one point, they're talking about,
Yeah, she's walking down the halls of the school with her friend,
Yeah.
and she
Oh.
said something about
Yeah.
black
There it is, right
guy
there, the
or
Godfather.
something, and
She's
then
like,
yeah,
he's like your dream guy or something like that? Or like, she's
yeah.
and she says something like black, and she's like, black guy? And she's like, no, pink guy. And I'm like, what did they just
But
say?
I think it was like a sarcastic comment.
Yes.
It sounded sarcastic.
And
Oh, it was sarcastic, for sure.
I can't not bring this up, but when Sam sees her grandparents for the first time, the theme song from
Not The Godfather,
The
right?
Twilight Zone is playing. Her grandfather is played by Edward Andrews and Max Showalter, starred separately in 2 different episodes.
Both the grandfathers started.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Those grandfathers were pretty cool. All the grandparents were good. The grandma, not the
The fancy one.
Not Billy
with the
Bird.
cigarette with the
Yes.
ash that was like
Oh, when it was
twice
hanging over
the
the
size
food.
of the cigarette. The other grandma's like with the spatula trying to make sure it doesn't fall to the food. Oh, that was great. Man, and then Grandpa Fred, like when he's when they're inspecting Dong. And he's like, he's 3 sheets to the wind. And he's just laughing the whole time.
Has anybody ever forgot your birthday, or have you forgotten someone's birthday?
No,
I've
but
never
I
had
really
that
wish that
happen.
would, that would have been nice to happen once. Then I could have had a whole 16 candles moment. But no one has ever
I
forgotten.
don't know if we ever forgot Logan's birthday. Did we? There was a lot. Logan, unfortunately, got the short end of the stick usually with birthdays because we were just like, we'll do something in the summer for you, man. We're right around the corner for the
When's
summer.
your birthday?
April.
And,
Oh.
and then we'll be like, we'll do something in June.
But I
and then
never got
June-
mine. I never got mine forgotten because I'm right before my grandma.
Yeah, you're,
Oh, okay.
right, you're the day
I'm
before my mom.
before, so and April's kind of popping for birthdays.
Yes, but we, my parents were historically known for not forgetting my birthday, but always being away on my birthday. They'd always just be like, "Oh, we're going to wherever," and I'm like,
That's
"Oh, wow,
awesome.
that carries." Yeah, I'm not talking when I was like 15, 16, 17. I'm talking when I was either like 6 or 35. And I'm just like, "Oh, you're going away for my birthday again, huh? That seems convenient, you know." But yeah, it was just because my birthday's in the middle of the summer. You go away on vacation.
I'm really good at remembering birthdays. It's kind of like a
You-
weird talent.
yeah,
of mine.
You have that talent, yes.
So I don't forget birthdays.
That's good.
I
man.
thought it was strange. I thought
I
one
had
of
an
my
uncle, I had an
might
uncle
not.
like that. He
I
could
might
name
not.
his like 6th cousin's birthday. And I'm
Yeah,
like, how
I
do
know
you
people that I
Like,
talk to like once. I can name their birthday,
Yeah.
but like
Mine's
I won't
October
tell them happy
2nd. Now you
birthday.
remember.
That means
I know.
that doesn't mean you don't get a happy birthday. You
I
don't have to get
almost
it.
always forgot my mom's birthday was the 29th of April. I'm like, it's like the 28th, the 29th. It's like in that range. And then Logan was born on the 28th. I'm like, oh, now I'm locked in on his. And I know my
Yeah.
mom's the next day. So now
April
that
29th. That's when the riots, the LA riots. April 29th, Florence and Normandy. Yeah.
1992.
Yep.
I thought one of the weirder scenes in this movie, or the least established scene, was when the dad comes down to talk to her and say, "Hey, sorry, we forgot your birthday." I feel like there needed to be some scene where the parents were like in bed all of a sudden. We're just like,
And then they
"Oh my
remembered,
god,
yeah.
Sam's birthday was yesterday. We didn't even say anything," because he just comes down and he's like, "Hey, yeah, sorry, we forgot about your birthday." I'm just like, no,
Yeah.
you have to be more contrite about that. You have to
Yeah.
be like,
She
"Oh
gets a
my
car
God,"
now.
And
like,
she
She should have gotten a car.
She should have been like, it's okay.
It's just
She
my
should have
16th
been like that
birthday. I'll
either,
have another one next year.
The
you
mom
know?
didn't even come down till the next morning.
Right.
She probably knew and was like, all right, well, you go say something. I'll go to sleep.
She said, you were trying to tell me.
Yeah.
But I really thought they needed to have a scene where the parents were just like, all of a sudden, like one of them sat up in bed and was like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
Sam's birthday."
Or like
Yeah.
they saw it on the calendar
because
or something.
no one,
yeah.
you know,
See,
no one
that's when
ever
he
like.
masters at Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just thinking, like, when you have a kid, when you have 4 kids in the house, you know, the birthday is not discussed like the day of the birthday. It's like a week out, 2 weeks out. We're like, "Hey, what? You know,
Yeah,
I
we're
know your
gonna get dinner, we're gonna
I
go
know your
out,
birthday
yeah.
is going to be the same day as your sister's wedding.
we're gonna
so
go out
let's
Saturday
do something
for your
different.
birthday
Yeah, we'll
since
do
you
something.
can't.
We'll do something else." But yeah, all of a sudden her birthday is right there. It's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, we forgot about that."
Do you guys know how much it cost for a grill for a 1984 Rolls Royce?
Oh yeah, I do.
$5,000?
$5,000.
Yes.
I said to Logan, I'm like, I bet that car, because the dad said something about the wedding costing him $7,000, and Michelle was like, $7,000 for a wedding, and I was like, the car probably only cost like $20,000 back then.
I got one last question here for you. What's on the radio when Ted's driving home Jake's girlfriend?
I know what's on in the stereo in this house when the tape is getting all wound up. That's Talking Heads.
Yeah, I was talking heads.
This was in the car.
Oh man,
I need to start paying. I need to start
know
writing
I'm
these
gonna
things
ask you
down.
these
I know. I
things.
need
I
to
don't
write
remember.
down. I know at one point they were playing Spandau Ballet, right? When was that in the beginning?
that's probably why I think that
It
was
was
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah.
Rebel Yell.
It definitely
Billy
was Rebel
Idol.
Yell. Yes,
In the midnight
I remember hearing that. You're like, "Oh, Billy Idol."
Yeah.
This was one of those movies that had a really good soundtrack.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did.
And I kept waiting for the Pretty in Pink song. I'm like, when's the Pretty in Pink song coming? When's Psychedelic First coming? I'm like, oh, wait, that's not this movie.
Laura Dern and Robin Wright auditioned for Samantha.
What did you say? You said.
What's it?
Did you say Jim Carrey auditioned for this?
Jim Carrey auditioned
Yeah, he
for
did.
Ted, I think, right?
Yep.
And
For Ted,
I was
yeah.
saying that.
He would have overacted the crap
Well,
out
we
of
were
that.
talking about Jim Carrey really doesn't become famous till the 90s with Living Color and then especially
I was
like Ace
talking about
Ventura
the
and the Mask and stuff like
I was
that.
talking about the Jim Carrey documentary, Jim and Andy.
The documentary
The one where he's
about
with,
the
yeah,
Andy
Man on the Moon.
Kaufman.
Yeah.
Oh,
That whole thing where he
But and I brought up
If
the
you
fact that
believe.
Jim Carrey had auditioned. We had talked about it last week with Karate Kid, where he auditioned for Danny LaRussa and some of the karate guys and stuff. I'm like, so he was like in that same group with all those people trying out for all these same movies for like a decade before.
but wasn't he in an
anybody found
80s
him.
Once Bitten?
Once Bitten.
He was in
Yeah,
that,
for
right?
sure.
That was
Yeah, yeah.
80s?
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
he
no
just
one knew him until in Living Color, really.
Yeah.
He probably auditioned for everything
He
throughout the
auditioned
80s.
for Saturday Night Live. and,
Yeah.
you know,
How
Yeah.
he didn't get it.
it's
I
really
crazy.
weird how
That's crazy.
he didn't get any of these roles.
I know.
how do you-
That's Hollywood.
How do you look at Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura, in The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber, and be like, yeah, we don't want that goofball in the goofball role, like especially the guy that played John Cusack's partner. In
Whoever it was
like,
probably somebody that didn't like that kind of comedy and just
Maybe,
like skipped
maybe.
over him. I mean, that's the problem because
And-
the producers
Yeah.
that you got in there, it depends on who. Like if I'm a producer, I'm gonna like Jim Carrey. I'm gonna put him in there. You know, somebody else is not gonna like him because they don't like. That
I don't like
humor,
Jim
yeah.
Carrey.
Oh,
But you would have to see that he's funny and put him in there.
Well,
I think.
like I've seen Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber, and oh my god, the amount
He
of just,
definitely
I
became a
don't
character.
like those.
He
I
became a
just don't like
caricature
it.
of himself.
Yeah,
Jim Carrey
I
is
loved
my
him
favorite
in Living
actor.
Color. Absolutely loved him, and I liked him in a serious movie.
Truman Show.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
I like
great
that movie.
I thought Me, Myself, and Irene was the series.
But yeah,
I don't like. You said you didn't like Dumb and Dumber, huh?
No, sorry.
Damn.
I can't stand that era of Jim Carrey.
Make her rewatch it for we'll do a podcast.
Oh my god, I'll have
The
to be drunk.
'94 Jim Carrey
Yeah.
is like goes up there with like. I don't
Is that on your
even know
Mount
what-
Right.
Rushmore? Is he on your Mount
Yeah, that's.
Rushmore?
I
Right?
mean,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's my favorite.
right.
You know what it was?
favorite
Is I had a
movie.
friend, my best friend at the time, loved it and and just would quote it all the time. Anything he was
like your
in,
friend.
so it annoyed the
Did
shit
your
out of
friend
me.
go like this all the time? Oh,
Yeah,
righty.
yeah, stupid shit like that, and I'd be like, "Shut the frick up! I don't want to hear it. I hate Jim Carrey. I hate him."
That would annoy me.
Yeah,
That
right.
annoyed you, I think, just when I just did it.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, it's one of those things that I'm sure I did it at the time, but
It's
Yeah.
like when people would do Beavis and Butthead. It would just
Oh
get
my
annoying.
God,
You know?
that made me
I
hate
remember,
Beavis and Butthead,
I remember for a while there, I got stuck on laughing like Dr. Hibbert from The Simpsons, and Michelle,
Were you doing it like?
Michelle's like, "Can you stop doing that?" But it went on for weeks and
Oh my
weeks.
God.
I still do it. And you know what? I try to laugh like Eddie Murphy sometimes. I do that. I do that.
you do that at work when you are listening to something with your headphones on, and he laughs like. I guess it is Eddie Murphy you're doing. I don't know. You
I
say
do
that.
that.
It kind of sounds like how you laugh when
I
you're
laugh like that.
listening to something at work. Or talk, and then he'll go, "That's hilarious," or go, "Hilarious."
Hilarious.
I'm like, "Oh my God, he's talking to himself again."
I do talk to myself a lot.
So
How do you do an Eddie Murphy laugh? Can you do it on the spot?
No, don't make me. I'll try to do it after.
It's random because it has to come naturally. He's listening to something that's funny, and you'll just go.
Something will make me laugh, and then I'll laugh.
Sometimes I'm like, it sounds like the count
I'll do
from
the count.
Sesame
I'll
Street.
do that on purpose.
Yeah. Okay, you do the
I'll
count.
do the count. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does.
That's my favorite Sesame Street character.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's great.
I go 1.
Yeah. Yes, that's what he does. That's what you're doing. And then he goes, "Hilarious."
I do say that's hilarious.
It's like,
You got to say it really slow, and I got that
Yeah.
from Chappelle's show when they're talking about Nick Cannon.
Yes.
The little kid said, "Nick Cannon is hilarious."
his son, he's like, "You can have anything for your birthday, kid." He's like, "I want tickets to Nick Cannon. He's hilarious." My favorite scene in this movie, I mean, it's not my favorite scene. It's the scene that
It's his favorite scene in the
when it
movie.
was happening, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is the part where it happens." Because it's so dumb. So there's a lot of like scenes that you don't see. It just cuts and like there's no explanation why
just happens.
John Cusack and the other guy are in the trunk of the car. They just are, and
They get
and
dropped
the
off,
three
yeah.
bullies open the trunk and let him.
Yeah.
So the one guy picks up John
think they like
Cusack.
us?
The one guy picks up John Cusack and gets him out of the car, and the other guy
Okay,
just kind of like shimmies over so that the guy can pick him up. Just the way he's like looking up, like, and he like shimmies over. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's great!" But because we were talking about when Jake goes to the house, he's like, "You're the one that beat up my face." And Logan's like, "When did that happen?" I'm like, "They
Yeah,
didn't
I
show
was
it.
trying to figure
they
that
just
out.
showed him
Okay.
jump out of the tree."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Okay.
"He grabbed my nuts." So it's implied that
Yeah.
Long Duk Dong grabbed Jake's
I
nuts
wonder
and
if
then
that's a
punched
cut.
him in the
If that was
face.
cut.
Maybe,
there's
Let's
yeah.
see if there's cut
This movie
scenes
has
out
a
there.
lot of that. We're not even going to show you what happened. You're just
Yeah.
going to see the aftermath of
Now,
what
this is
happened.
his first directing. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that
with,
is
you know,
true.
with Ted
he-
being
I
in
think-
that table.
I
We
think
didn't
yes.
see how Ted got in the table.
And
either.
why you just couldn't like kind of
Yeah.
roll out of that? He was like, "You got to
Nobody's like, "Jake!" Or yeah, Jake. When he screams his name, oh my God.
Joan Cusack and Anthony Michael Hall
And
appeared
how
in the 85-86 season of SNL with. Do you know who
Gilbert?
else was on that season?
Gilbert?
85-86.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus?
Robert
No,
Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
Very
that
good.
one, okay.
Yes. And also, I have Grandpa Fred was on the Love Boat. He was
nice.
1982 episode April in Boston, the one with Charo.
Was that one of the ones we did or not? That was.
I don't
probably
think we
too
did that
late,
one, no.
So Anthony Michael Hall, does he just carry his headgear around with him? That he has it on him to put on?
That's
him
another thing they
in the
didn't
back of the
explain.
car.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get so drunk? How did he get so drunk that he
Yeah,
blacked
because
out?
he wasn't drinking yet while
And
they were driving
it
around.
was already
Well,
pretty
you saw
late.
there were cans. He had.
Well,
No,
yeah,
they gave him a
I
six
said-
pack.
that's what I said.
Of
He's
old
like-
style beer. Anybody catch that old style beer?
I
He's a
said-
little.
I said-
He was a
I
little
said
too.
it's a
He wasn't his
freshman-
full size. He didn't have his growth spurt
Yeah,
yet.
no license, and Jake Ryan's bringing him
Give me drive my desk. 74 Rolls Royce.
after he just perfectly made those 2 vodka martini like crazy. He's over there. Yeah.
I'm out of notes.
Oh, well, I have here. So this dude's house is totally destroyed. He's out there trying to get the girl. Oh, the groom, the dude, the janitor from Breakfast Club, comes out of the church with a cigarette in his mouth as he's trying to get his new bride in the car, and it's just hanging out. I'm like,
It didn't
you
seem like they
can't
were going
wait.
to a reception, did it? It seemed like they were leaving their.
Yeah.
It's weird how
Because
that
she didn't go,
that
Sam didn't
seems
go.
to be like I remember that happened in Easy Money too, where the bride and groom went off on their honeymoon, and everybody had the reception at Rodney's backyard. I'm like, The
That was when everybody was in the backyard,
in that
right?
one backyard, and you just see the overhead shot where nothing's going on in all those other backyards. But yeah, that's so weird that they weren't going to the reception.
Right? Yeah.
I don't get that, but
And speaking of cigarettes, that grandma's cigarette. Oh my god.
when the other grandma had the
Over the
spatula,
stove and everything.
Yeah.
and then she just opened the donut. She's like, "There, breakfast is served."
Oh, that was hilarious.
The sentiment donuts looked good.
And I said, my last note is, I'm like, why do I think it's so cool that the dad is to Jake when she's like, this is him, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Go
he's
ahead.
so hot.
Go with that 30-year-old
He's
man
gonna
in his car.
bang
Sure.
you hard.
Yeah.
Jake was 24.
I'm
Come on.
sorry.
But
Sorry.
the dad was really into that.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
That was like
Get some,
grade
sweetheart.
I
Get
know.
some.
I'm already calling my lawyer. Don't worry about it.
It was the 80s, dude.
Oh, yeah. The
There's
fact
a
that-
lot of things in this that were very 80s.
My favorite
Very
part, my
80s.
favorite whole was the school dance. I love the school
Yeah.
dance
Yeah.
scenes.
They had no air
especially
conditioning
when,
in the gymnasium. It was over 100 degrees in there.
Was that on
Oh my
purpose?
God.
Was that to make him
They
all
just said
like
they couldn't
hot and
afford the
sweaty?
air conditioning.
They couldn't afford the
I
air
don't know.
conditioning. Oh my god.
That, especially when they make the bet to get the underpants.
Yeah.
Because they say underpants.
Yeah.
I was
And
so
then he walks
glad
away,
they
he's like, I
didn't
can
say
get
panties.
He's like, I can get
Ugh.
underpants.
What's that?
I'm so
When-
glad they didn't say panties.
No,
I
you're
hate that.
anti-panties.
Yes.
Woman.
He's like,
He
I
went,
can get underpants, and he says,
Yeah.
girls.
Or is it girls? And
And he's
Yeah,
like,
he's like, girls.
He's like, girls.
He was like,
Chicks, he's like, oh. But another thing is when he's dancing with Molly Ringwald and like when he's trying to dance with her, he's like, relax, and he does like a little dance. Oh my god, he was
Anthony
so
Michael
funny
Hall
in
was
that.
the perfect geek
He
in
was
in
so
the
funny.
80s.
I took it as like some like compliment, like, oh, the geek was funny when the girl called me,
yeah.
when she called me the geek, but then I took it as like, oh, I'm a geek. So it was
Yeah.
tough, you know. I was happy, and then I was like,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that girl.
When was it? This was high school?
I won't say her name. I went to elementary school, middle school, and high school with this girl.
You're not going to say her name? Do we know her?
Do we know
No,
her?
you
Does
don't
she
know her.
work
No,
in
you guys
our
don't.
building?
No,
Is it Anna?
I
dude?
don't know her that well. I didn't know Anna. I don't remember Anna from school.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. She said she remembered me.
Well,
That's
she's older than you, right?
That
whole
graduated.
year.
I thought you graduated.
We graduated together. We had the same birthday.
Oh, okay.
She's a year older than me, so that
Hey.
makes me a lot smarter, doesn't it?
Yes. Did you skip a grade?
I did not.
Stay back.
I just started her. I started earlier. She didn't.
It
I was
makes
like,
more sense
she
that
was
Anna
dumb.
stayed back.
She was dumb.
Cut.
She's not listening to
No
this.
way she listened to this.
I was not here.
Let's get some scores. I'll go first. This movie came out in 1984. I like this movie a lot. I would watch this movie again. I definitely see myself watching this again. A group setting, I think, would be a lot more fun. I gave it an 84.
I don't hold this in as high regard as like Weird Science, Breakfast Club,
I don't
some
either.
of the other movies
Weird
that
Science is way
are
up there.
in the John Hughes filmography.
Creative Universe?
Creative Universe.
The JHCU?
JHC.
That's also my universe.
Yes, JHCU. I gave this a 75. Like, this is fine. It's fun. I laughed a bunch of times. But I'd watched Weird Science and Breakfast Club many more times before I ever watch 16 Candles again.
Weird Science.
Tara gave it a 92.
Wow.
92. Nice.
After I said, "What's your score?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't understand it."
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, but every
don't
week
know how to-
you give
they
me
don't understand
But I said,
scoring.
I'm like,
Michelle,
you give
2
me a
weeks.
score every week. You gave me a score last week like this, and she's like, "I did." I'm like, "Yeah, you just instantly gave me a score." She's like, "Okay, fine, 92." I'm like, "Okay." I don't even know if she really meant
No,
92. She just gave me a number.
Yeah. Just to get you to like shut up.
Yeah, probably. She's like, just shut up.
I think
Dana.
Michelle walks out of every movie I'm watching just so she's not put on the spot to actually give a score because she was watching this with me and then she left.
And you
And I'm
see-
like, why are you leaving?
We were watching it last night. She's like, all right, I think I'm going to go
Yeah, I'm like, we got like a half hour left, but she doesn't want to be
Yeah.
like, what's your score? And she'll be like, what do you mean? Out of what?
She does get confused a lot.
She gets very confused.
I like this movie. I like it better than Weird Science. For me, it was.
It's not better than Weird Science,
It-
Dana. That's
but-
ridiculous.
But just growing up as a teenage girl, I related more to this movie. I
Yeah.
like this movie, especially the parts where like he would come up to her and she would just look at him and then give him the nasty face and walk away because that's what you do. I love this movie. I gave it an 83.
Nice.
Not as
This
high
was
as
my
Tara.
this was my first time watching this movie, and I like John Hughes, but I don't think it is as good as those other movies.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it an 80.
Nice.
It was good. It's
Yeah.
definitely obviously rewatchable.
Sure.
Yeah, it's got a lot of rewatchability
It's-
for sure. Yeah.
I do
It's
think
fast.
that, yeah.
It's a
It did go
really
quick,
good
yeah.
paced movie.
Yeah, it's only 90 minutes,
It's-
really. 93 minutes. So.
Yeah.
But
And as you pointed out when we were watching it tonight, it's all in one day. I mean, from the time
Yeah.
she wakes up, it's only till the next
Yeah, it's
day.
that's Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah.
So it's
yeah, it's not bad. It's just not as Breakfast Club and
Yep. We'll get
all
to those other ones.
movies.
We'll
Those
have a
are
good
just-
time.
we're
Yeah.
getting there.
I do
Higher.
like Breakfast Club better, yes.
But now this is his first movie, so
Yeah.
And
That's pretty- that's pretty
I
strong.
think we talked about it. I think I saw it when I was kind of looking into this movie. He was slated to direct Mr. Mom that he wrote, and then they fired him off that. And
Oh.
I don't remember
I didn't
the
know
reason
he
why.
wrote
I think,
Mr. Mom.
I think it had something to do with like he wanted to film it in Chicago, and they filmed it in L.A.
I think I
or
saw something along
like
that
that.
too. I don't
Film
remember
all the
exactly what it
movies in
was
Chicago?
though.
Yeah,
Does all of them take place in Chicago?
Schwimmer, Illinois, as
Okay.
Jay on Jay and South Park.
Yeah.
Schwimmer, Illinois.
So he always makes all his stuff in Illinois? I
I guess
did not know
Vacation
that.
is.
Do you,
and
do you
Breakfast
say
Club
Illinois
is.
for real?
Illinois.
Illinois?
Do you really say that? I'm just-
Maybe. I don't know. Now you're putting me on the
He
spot. I
said
don't
it.
know
No,
what
you
I
said
say.
it. That's why
Well,
I
I
didn't know
said
it
it because
what
that's
I
how
say now.
Jay says it. In
I don't know.
in,
I don't know now.
I say Illinois. That's why I didn't know if you guys were really saying Illinois because you
I
say
don't
it
know.
like that.
In Dogma,
I really
Jay
don't
and
know.
Silent Bob are going to Schirmer, Illinois to
Yeah, I
find
know
out.
that you were
Yeah.
now that you were saying it from Dogma, but
Do you say Missouri?
I say Missouri. No, I say Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Arkansas? These
Yeah,
fucking
I say
states, man.
Arkansas.
Can they-
Yeah.
I say Arkansas all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if they named it after American words instead of Indian
Tell
words.
everybody what we're going to be watching next week.
We are going to do Blood Simple next week. That's the
We are.
first ever
The hell is that?
Coen Brothers movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so I was actually going to start.
They're that young? Or they're that old?
They, yeah, oh yeah, because
I thought they
Raising
started
Arizona is
like the
85,
Yeah.
and that really kind of kicked them off. But
Shit.
I was going to start doing a Coen Brothers rewatch, and then I found out this was an 84 movie
I was like, yeah, we're doing that.
after I'd already watched it, and I was like, oh, like, let's just do a podcast on it
Yeah.
now. So yeah, Blood Simple.
What's it on?
Max?
Okay.
Okay. I did watch the
Question mark?
first 15 minutes
I
of
like
Raising
Max.
Arizona.
Max is good.
I started that.
I mean, yeah.
Raising Arizona is a fun one. Yeah.
I watched up until, the first 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden the title picks
Yeah.
up, and then I stopped it, but it was good.
All right, everybody. So that's Blood Simple for next week.
Hang on,
And,
I'm trying to confirm that's yes on Max.
Well, you were able to watch it somewhere, right?
It's
we
on
should be
Max.
able to-
It's on Max. Okay.
I can
Blood
watch a lot of
Simple on
things.
Max, everybody. So before that, go out and download, rate, subscribe, review. It's the Exciting and New podcast on all our socials. Smash that subscribe button. I'm the Jazoo over there on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. This has been the Exciting and New podcast, and I'm Jason.
AEGonzo1 on Twitter, AEGonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok and Twitter, DanaCap77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
Logan.Gonzalez 0428 on Instagram. I'm Logan.
Wasn't that Logan
He gave two
Gonzalez
different Instagrams,
5
yeah.
on the other one we just
Yeah,
did?
two different
he gave some
Instagrams
other
tonight.
random
You gave it
Instagram.
top
No,
five.
that was his TikTok he gave the first time.
Oh, it was. Okay.
All right.
You're good.
I'll
We'll
allow
allow it.